In Lesson 5, we're going to be converting units of measurement using ratios. For example, you may be asked to convert between days in a week, months in a year, days in a year, weeks in a year, hours in a day, minutes in an hour, seconds in a minute, inches in a foot, and feet in a yard. For example, in the question, Billy needs to buy a board that is 24 inches long. If boards cost $4 per foot, how much money will the board cost him? We know that in this question, we need to convert between inches and feet. You're going to use a proportion to solve. Knowing that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. The question asks how many feet are in 24 inches. We could use scale factor. Whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. Or I'm going to model cross multiplying. We know that 12 times x equals 12x. And that 1 times 24 equals 24. To find the value of x, I'm going to use the inverse operation of multiplication, which is to divide both sides by 12, leaving me with x equals 2. So we know that we're going to need 2 feet of board. The question tells us that board costs $4 per foot. So 1 foot would cost $4. The second foot would cost $4, leaving me with a total cost of $8. When converting, you might also be asked questions like how many quarts in a gallon, how many pints in a quart, how many cups in a pint, how many ounces in a pint, how many pints in a gallon. To help solve these types of questions, we're going to be telling a story of the land of Gallon. You're going to want to pay attention to how this is drawn to help you see what the conversions mean. In the land of Gallon, there were 4 giant queens. Each queen had a prince and a princess. Each princess and prince had 2 children who were twins. All of the twins were 8 years old. Before figuring out what all of this means, we're going to first practice drawing. So you're going to need your scrap paper. As I tell the story, you see if you can draw Gallon land. In the land of Gallon, there were 4 giant queens. Each queen had a princess and a prince. Each prince and princess had 2 children. All of the children were twins. The twins were all 8 years old. Now let's use your drawing to help make conversions. For example, if we wanted to know how many quarts are in 1 gallon, we're going to use quarts. We're going to use the Q to represent queens, and in gallon, we're going to use the G to represent all of Gallon land. So if we look in Gallon land, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 quarts. If we want to know how many pints are in a gallon, we're going to look for the prince and princesses. in gallon land. So if we count, there are 2, 4, 6, 8 pints in 1 gallon. If we want to know how many cups are in 1 gallon, we're going to count all of the C's in gallon land. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 cups in 1 gallon. To find the number of pints in a quart, we're going to find how many letter P's we find in the letter Q. So in 1 quart, there is 2 pints. To convert to how many cups are in 1 quart, we look in 1 quart and see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 cups in 1 quart. To find the number of cups in 1 pint, we're going to look in just 1 pint and we see 2 cups. Now let's use gallon land to set up a proportion. Ryan is having a birthday party for his sister Abby. He bought 5 gallons of soda pop for the party. How many pints of pop did Ryan buy? Looking at this question, we know that we're going to be comparing gallons and pints. If you look at your drawing of gallon land, we know that in 1 gallon there are 8 pints. The question wants to know how many pints are in 5 gallons. Again, we could use the scale factor. Whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. I'm going to convert using cross multiplication. We know that 1 times x equals 1x, or just x. We know that 8 times 5 equals 40, telling us that there are 40 pints in 5 gallons.